Hello and welcome back to the channel. Well, it's about time for another visa video. And you know that company I keep sending you to, Assist Thai Visa, they're the ones that helped us get here to Thailand. Even before we were ever here, we were already speaking with them via their Facebook app on Messenger. And we asked them all the questions that we had and they walked us through everything, and we've used them for the last 3 years. Well, I'm here with the operator of Assist Thai Visa, which is Reese. So Reese, thank you for being with us today. We're going to ask you some questions, obviously, about visas. And the first thing is, let's talk about, we got people who are wanting to relocate here to Thailand to live. What are some of the more popular visa types for people? I say popular because they're maybe easier ones to get here to Thailand.
Okay, so I think the first thing is we probably separate between age groups. So over 50, the easiest is retirement. You basically have to have money in a Thai bank account, 800,000 baht. You can follow one another if you're married, so it works very well for couples. You don't need two sets of the 800K.
That's what I was going to
ask. Yeah, you have to have your marriage certificate notarized and a few other bits done, but obviously we talk people through that before they arrive, so they don't get here and have to send documents back to the UK or to the US. And that's probably the most common visa for over 50s.
All right, and for the people who've contacted me and asked me questions about the retirement visa, a lot of them want to know, how do I get the ball rolling? What do I need to do first? Do I need to come over on a tourist visa, or is there some other visa type they need to get here first?
And the best thing you can do is probably get the tourist visa. That's a 60-day visa that you can extend for 30 more. The reason being that will allow us to open a bank account, and it's one of those lovely parts of Thailand, which is you need a visa in order to open a bank account.
Right.
But in order to have a bank account, you need a visa.
Yes.
So the way we get around that is we have more than 30 days on a tourist visa.
Okay.
So if you just fly in, you only get that 30-day visa on arrival, and then we have to extend it. So it's better if you come in on a tourist. It gives us more time. Instead, you get 60 days, which you can extend for 30. So it gives us 3 months to get everything progressed. And in those 3 months, people sometimes decide they want to do education or they want to follow the child. You know, there may be a change in visa option for them.
So still talking about retirement visas. So if somebody determines they want to get the retirement visa, so they're going to come here on a tourist visa.
Yeah.
They're going to come into if you're using your service, they're going to come into your office. What's the next step? I guess opening the bank account?
Yeah, so firstly we're gonna arrange them to have the bank account opened.
Okay.
We're gonna check things like, their passport to make sure that, it's not expiring, that we've got enough time to do everything, because a lot of times people come in, they've only got a year on their passport.
How many do they need?
They need over a year, otherwise they'll lose the visa. The visa will only extend to the expiry date on the passport.
I see. And then pages, how many pages do they need?
Two pages,
Two clean pages.
Yeah, 2 clean free pages. I mean, it's better to have more. The US always used to have a service where you could add passport pages, which was the envy of all the other nationalities, but that has now since stopped.
Figures.
So unfortunately, yes, you have to have a clean passport when you come, and you can apply here. It's a service that we offer to help for a new US passport.
Are there any insurance regulations on any of the retirement visas, like saying you must have insurance while you're here?
There are, but it's only for the OA, which is a visa that's applied. It's called the OA visa. It's referred to as a retirement visa, but it's applied for before you arrive in Thailand. So it's done through the Thai embassy in your home country. It's an online application, and for that you have to meet the requirements, which include health insurance. That's one of the requirements.
So if I'm not mistaken, if I'm listening to you correctly, it's better to just get in the country on a tourist visa and then start the process here.
Yeah, I mean, I think so, because it can be difficult for people. They purchase insurance that then can't be renewed, and it can lead to issues with most of our clients who had the OA all tried to move to the O during COVID, because the health insurance requirement became a very difficult thing to get.
So like if somebody was 80 and they were coming here and it was hard for them to get insurance if they came over here first, that they could go onto a retirement visa without having to get some ridiculous policy that probably wouldn't even cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're basically, you know, paying money for something that you can't really use.
I see. Very good. So what are some of the key factors that determine what visa is right for you? Age, as you just said, was one of them.
Age. I mean, and also then it becomes like your family situation. You know, do you have children? If you have children, are they attending school? If they are attending school, then you have the option of a guardian visa. I'll quickly just go into a guardian visa.
Sure, never heard of it.
Yeah, so basically a child's attending an international school. They have a 1-year education visa and one of the parents can follow. For that, you need a birth certificate and you need to put 500,000 baht, 500,000 baht into a bank account 3 months before the visa, basically. So that allows the parent to follow the child. Now, the only issue with those type of visas is it's one parent to one child. So if you only have one child, both of the parents can't follow that one child. If you have 2 kids, then the mum can follow the son and the dad can follow the daughter, or however the family's made up. So the guardian visa works for people who have kids in international. Then there are children, a lot of people are coming here are going into homeschooling or I'm not even sure what the word is these days, but basically where they have a structure where they attend class, but it's not part of an international program.
So like online schooling.
Yeah, so some people do online learning. And so in those situations, then the parents can get, if they're under 50, can get a visa, like education, and the children can follow the parents' visa.
Okay.
So that's an option as well.
All right, and if you need more detail on that, obviously contact him, link down in the description. Next, let's talk about the education visa just a little bit more.
Okay.
I've got a few questions about that. So, first one, an education visa I think is good for a year.
Correct.
Now, how many years can they re-up that visa?
So that depends on the school and how many levels they have, right?
Say it's language.
Yeah, so for example, a language school, normally they'll have like beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So that's 3 years.
Okay.
You know, some of the fitness schools, Muay Thai, some of the language schools that are doing French and different languages, they will also have levels, but it's up to the school and then up to the immigration, right? So
okay.
Normally, like I said, we work on the basis of, you know, between 1 to 3 years, the same as a degree, a university course. They're in the same level, right? You have like a beginner, intermediate, and advanced, but it comes down to the immigration at that time, right? We can talk about today. Yep. But in the future, who knows?
It could change.
Yeah, and before education visas, people were on them for several years. They were changing. They were doing martial arts. They were doing language.
They're not allowing that.
Yeah, now that doesn't happen anymore.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you said that. So what are some common mistakes that people make when they're trying to get a visa?
You know, a lot of stuff is read about online, and every individual has individual circumstances.
Right.
And for us, you really want like an expert to have a look at that and then propose the best option for you. So for example, you know, you read online that you can get a retirement visa and your wife can follow. And then when you arrive here, they're like, okay, well, you need your marriage certificate certified.
Right.
Well, that then has to be sent back to the States, sent to the Thai embassy in America, sent back over here, used in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, for example. That's the way it is for England. And all of that time and all of that cost could have been saved by just having a conversation with us, and we would have told you, okay, if that's the visa you're going to go on, this is what you need to do. And you know, the other thing is obviously people that take out the wrong type of visa for them, or they come in on a 30-day visa, which doesn't give them enough time to make changes or to find the right schooling for their children or whatever it may be. We try and basically make it bespoke for the client so that we're looking at their individual circumstances. Because for somebody in their 30s, if the worst case scenario, we say, okay, you may have to fly in and out the country once, they say, oh great, I wanted to visit Vietnam, I wanted to go to Cambodia. But sometimes when we got a family with 5 kids,
that's an expensive option.
Yeah, to fly in and out because you haven't haven't prepped correctly is very expensive, right? Or even to do a border run with 5 kids, and I've got young children, to do 4 hours in the car with them on the way there and 4 hours back isn't very fun. So
yeah, some of the mistakes that I've seen some people make is they're planning on coming. They're going, yeah, Tony, I'm coming. What kind of visa you getting? I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, like for some people, it can work out if they're,
situations, right?
Situations, right. They're on their own, like I would say, under 30, then that type of decision, may not hurt them as much.
Right.
But once you get into, like I said, you've got family members, you've got dependents, you're traveling with your partner.
Makes it difficult.
It makes it, you just want to take the advice, right? And
right.
The advice is free. If you take it or not, if you listen to the advice and say, no, I'm still going to come in anyway, you can, it will just cost you more time and more money.
So let me tell you a little bit about the way my wife and I came here to Thailand and why we still use his services. When we were researching how to come here, well, back then it was during COVID time, we were trying to figure out everything online. We kept seeing things that contradicted the other, so we couldn't figure out what to do. We contacted some attorney out of Bangkok, and it said free consultation. It was a free consultation with their phone employee, but you weren't going to actually talk to the attorney, and they didn't answer any of our questions for us. We went on an expat forum group, and they were talking about your company, Assist Thai Visa. So we contacted you, and you guys answered all of our questions for free online on Messenger, on Facebook. So we use them for everything. Do you have to use a visa service company? No. Do I suggest that you use one at least when you first get here? Absolutely. But we have grown to love the service. I don't want to go to immigration. I don't want to do all the things that are required to do with immigration. Assist Thai Visa takes care of all those things for me. You also helped me open up a banking account, which I could see would have been a royal pain without your help. And when I needed a driver's license, you guys provided service to that as well, where you told me what I needed to go, where I needed to go, and you even told me where to get that medical waiver, which was just right down the street from your office. It was incredibly helpful. So do consider using a visa type service. And again, for more questions, and I know you're going to have some, go down to the description and ask. It isn't going to cost you anything. You can find out the information. But I'm telling you, for at least your first year, you're going to want that help. So anyway, thank you, Reese, for being with us today. We really do appreciate it. And we're going to end this video by saying thank you in Thai, which is ขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณครับ